We're at the concert, about to enjoy some Pretty Ricky, the rest of them people, but you know, Pretty Ricky. So, more birthday celebrations. Your birthday. Part of the feast. So, as many as you know, my birthday was in March, and I celebrated my birthday all month long. And one of the things that I did do was go to the Boys for Life concert with Little Bow Wow, Pretty Ricky, Young Jock, B2K, Waka Flocka, and, you know, the rest of them. So anyways, I thoroughly enjoyed this. And one thing about it, it was the day after my birthday. I was debating back and forth because it was a Sunday. It was in LA. But I just was like, you know what? I'm about to go for it. It's my birthday month. I'm celebrating. I'm going to make it do what it do. So anyways, y'all, when I tell you I had the time of my life, this concert was so nostalgic. It literally brought back so many childhood memories and just things that, you know, hearing songs like you think of high school, you think of middle school. This concert actually did that for me. But as many of you know, I am a Pretty Ricky fan. And I realized this was my first time seeing them in concert. And I'm going to put this out there now. I need, okay, a Pretty Ricky tour. I need, if y'all don't want a tour, that's fine. Come do a show in LA and really perform. I felt away because I wasn't able to even hear both CDs or all y'all CDs and songs. And when I tell you I performed and got my life, I performed and got my absolute life. They were absolutely top tier, vocal wise, performance wise. They were enjoyable to see, okay? They really knew how to put on a performance, stage presence, everything, crowd control. They had that, okay? And like I said, I realized I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a Pretty Ricky fan. And I've been a fan, though, since high school. So being able to see them perform in public for the first time in person, that was just, like I said, game changer, life changing. When I tell you the other acts, I couldn't even sing all the songs like that. But when it came to some Pretty Ricky, baby, we knew them words. Y'all didn't have to say nothing to us. We knew those words, okay? We knew the notes. We knew the words. We knew the parts. We knew how to come in the intro, the hook. You get what I'm saying? We're fans. So for me to sit there in this concert and realize, like, dang, this is my first time hearing them, I'm going to need a Pretty Ricky concert. I'm going to need a Pretty Ricky tour. And if you're here to kind of see the other acts that were there, I have snippets of them. The longest part of this video is Pretty Ricky. Let's be real. Okay. I'm a Pleasure P fan. I knew his songs he performed. He did Boyfriend Number 2. He did I Did You Wrong. Those I used to play his songs out. Okay. So like I said, it was such an enjoyable show. It was part of my birthday celebration. I literally was like YOLO for March. This was Bow Wow. He brought out some people too. That was enjoyable. He was bringing people out. He was coming out performing. I love that. I love when an artist is doing a tour or concert with someone else and they're on their songs. They come out and perform with them. That is how you give your audience some good stuff, okay? Because why are you there and you're in the back and this is y'all song? Okay, now this is Bow Wow. He brought out Big Sean. He came out with the I forget the other people's name, but anyway, B2K. They, of course, you know, they are who they are. They're a very big artist. But I did see Bow Wow and Omarion on the Millennium Tour last year in 2025, and that's when he actually brought out B2K on that, and like kind of, I guess, show like they were back good or something. So the fact that they all really came back together to do this tour, that was really good. And I felt like they did a great job with their performance. Honestly, dancing was on point. Vocals were good. But I did like the fact that they each had their own little piece to give to the performance. Like they each kind of broke off and did their own thing and were able to come and, you know, perform and everything. I thought that was good. And they're here, you know, they doing a little dancing and stuff. You know, J Book, I love the fact that he brought out, he did his individual dancing based on the movie You Got Served, but then he came back and brought Tommy the Clown. And like I said, a lot of this tour was just reminiscent of childhood and nostalgia. I just turned 36. So 15, 20 years ago, this was, you know, what we were watching and listening to and dancing and all that stuff and the crump movement. So like I said, it was extremely nostalgic, especially if you grew up in LA. If you're from LA, Los Angeles, you know, all of that, this is a lot of the culture was represented to me on this stage. And I just love that for me. I love that for them. I love that for you if you never experienced it, but you did that night you came to this concert, especially in LA. It just hit hard. So like I said, they're doing their dancing. I love the fact, like I said, he brought out Tommy the Clown. He was still dancing and moving all over the stage. So it was such a good time. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think my favorite part of the concert, you know, of course, is the people who I came to see. But I felt like this was a great thing to see when B2K all came out. Because yeah, they're a group and their fans are like structured in that group. I thought Fiz's little performance was cute. He ain't got no songs I would like listen to, but this was cute. You know, he came out, he was doing his little dance, and then he brought out Gang Gang. You feel me? That was like, hey, and he was hype. So his energy was really hype. Really got the crowd like, hey, because, you know, everybody know the song. Everybody be, you know, like you said, chuck it up if you gangbang. So it was very much, like I said, LA nostalgic. And of course, Omarion, his songs, he's a hit artist. You know, he has success as a solo artist. So he had a plethora of songs he could have done. He did a few, and his performance was very good. Now, if y'all have ever been to concerts, if y'all are concert girls, guys, whatever, y'all know, if you stay to the end, you about to hit some serious traffic, because we drove. So we made sure to get up out of there before it got too crazy. I did love he brought out his kids to perform with him on stage. That was too cute. But yeah, y'all know who I came to see. Period. And did. But thanks for watching. Bye.